commercial. Okay, so the voices they tried to tame. That's what we're talking about today. The voices they tried to tame. And I want to talk to you today about Eartha Kitt, baby Esther, Selena Quintanilla Perez, Cree Summer, and Whitney Houston, and what these women have to teach us about owning the mic. That's what we're talking about today. So, welcome on in. Welcome in. Bienvenidos, familia. Hello, bold ones. Whether you're joining me on Facebook, if you're joining me on LinkedIn, whether you're joining me on YouTube, I do want to thank you for being here because we are live. It's all the way live. Okay, it's all the way live. It's all the way live. Yeah, we're live, and this is a sacred space. I'm Takenya Freeney, a public speaking coach, a musician, a veteran, and a voice liberation guide. I love what I do. And this conversation right here, the one we're having today, this conversation is about legacy. This conversation we're having today is about liberation. And this conversation that we're having today is about letting your voice lead. You have to let your voice lead. There's no one like yours. You are one of one. Okay. Now, this isn't your typical live stream today. Today, I'm honoring five iconic women, five icons who they can stand alone with just one name. They don't need a first name, comma, first name iteration. These are women whose first names you know, you've seen them, you've experienced them, and they have touched you in some way. I want to honor these five iconic women because their voices weren't always welcomed. And I know that there's someone out there listening today who has felt like that. You have been made to feel that your voice isn't welcome. And I want to show you that these women spoke anyway. And because they did, we still feel them today. Because they said something a long time ago, we are still having the ripple effects. Their echo is still being felt. It's not that you don't know what to say or how to, you'll see. Oh, let me scoot something over. Can't see my presentation. All right. My presentation. Let me know if you're with me. Just drop a microphone in the comments if you're still with me today. Let's talk about the fabulous, the wonderful, the incredible, the one of one, Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt. She's the original disruptor. Matter of fact, it's because of what she said that she became blackballed. But let's get to the timbre of her voice. You know, she was mocked for that raspy purr, Marcus, darling. She was mocked because of the way that she sounded. She was told that she sounded odd. This is an asset, not a liability. When we think about how our voices sound, oftentimes I'm working with clients who feel like, oh, I sound like this, therefore I cannot be XYZ. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. Okay. Now, Eartha Kitt was mocked for the raspiness of her voice. She used this. This was like a sonic key. This was an oral identifier. You knew who it was just by how she sounded. She was told that she was odd and that her voice was too sharp or that her voice was too sexual. I mean, think about the song, Santa Baby. I mean, like there's so many entendres and metaphors in that song. If you're really paying attention, she took command of her voice. Eartha Kitt was, again, one of one, and so are you. What I love about Eartha Kitt is that she didn't just adjust to fit the system. She didn't do that. What she did was she made the system adjust to her. She made the system adjust to her. She once said, and this is an Eartha Eartha Kitt quote, she said, "My recipe for life is not being afraid of myself." Again, she says, "My recipe for life is not being afraid of myself." Because I'm telling you, your destiny is on the other side of your discomfort. It is. Do you think it was comfortable for Eartha Kitt to sit with that? There's some hurt that comes with that. There's some pain that comes with that. But what she did was take that pain and turn it into profits. And that's exactly what we do inside Make Every Word Magnetic. We reclaim what's real, we reclaim what's righteous, and we reclaim your resonance inside Make Every Word Magnetic. She said, man, Eartha Kitt said, "My recipe for life is not being afraid of myself." How many times have you let fear stop you dead in your tracks because you were scared about how you were going to be perceived by somebody who didn't even matter? Not to your mission. They don't matter to your mission. I'm not saying people don't matter. They don't matter to your mission. And I'm here to remind you that your voice doesn't need polishing, it just needs permission. Eartha Kitt gave herself permission first. My recipe for life is not being afraid of myself. She gave us that. She gave us that. How do I go to the next slide? I want to talk to you about the stolen sound. What do you see here? Because some people, if you're a person of a certain age, if you're a person of a certain age, you may remember very fondly Betty Boop. Now, Betty Boop is an imprint where her shape and her sound, they live rent free in my head. I don't know about yours, but they definitely live rent free in mine. But I want to tell you about where we get Betty Boop from, and that's Baby Esther. Now, Baby Esther was a Black jazz singer who's very unique. Boop, boop, ba doop. That scat style, it was copied and rebranded and commodified and capitalized upon into the famous character that we now know today as Betty Boop. And this was all done without giving Baby Esther the credit that she was due. This was done without even acknowledging Baby Esther's existence. She was erased, but her echo is still here. Baby Esther was erased, but her echo is still here. So when I think about the voices that have been copied, you've seen it in the music industry time and time and time again. And I'm not just talking about, oh, I love this artist so much, I want to try and sound just like them. I'm talking about outright blatant stealing, blatant plagiarizing. Elvis Presley. Oh no, I said it out loud. And when I think about the voices that have been copied, Big Mama Thornton, Elvis Presley, the ones that have been silenced, the voices that have been diluted, just to make someone else's stage feel palatable, to feel comfortable. Why are we doing this? Why are we putting ourselves in these like square peg, round hole situations that were never designed for us to be in the first place? That's why Make Every Word Magnetic exists. It is voice liberation. That is the work that I do. It is not a performance. It is not perfection. It is truth, resonance, and ownership. Give Baby Esther her dues. We are not silencing her because, again, she was erased, but her echo is still here. Speaking of someone that I wish was still here, I don't know if you know much about me, but I'm a Texan. I am a Texan, and that means that my brothers, my sisters, we commingle all the time. all the time. One thing I like to say, which has been my experience, is that Texas is just North Mexico. Texas is really North Mexico, but I want to talk to you today about the queen of crossover. So, this is how we again take our language, take our words, and we use them to draw people to us. We use them to draw people to us. Selena, she is a Tejana Reina, mi corazón. From the stage in her parents' restaurant in Corpus Christi to stadiums all around the world, Selena's voice, it evolved from that soft and unsure internal dialogue to becoming that magnetic and unstoppable voice. We are still talking about Selena 25 years later. Oh my gosh. Some 20, it's going to be about 25 years, because I remember when I graduated high school. I do. But Selena didn't grow into someone else. What she was able to do was to grow into herself. Selena honored her culture, nuestra cultura, nuestra voz. She honored our voice, our culture. She sang in both English and Spanish, and she made room for her duality. She didn't hide her Hispanic heritage. She didn't hide where her family came from. She didn't hide her origins. And she showed us this. Selena showed us lo importante no es hablar perfecto, es hablar con alma. Si yo hablo un poquito español también. Again, Texas, right? Okay. But what I said was, what matters isn't that you have the perfect speech. What matters most is that you are speaking with soul. And that's why Make Every Word Magnetic exists. We're doing just that. This month, we're going to be saying more by doing less. Yes, I said it. We are going to be saying more by doing less. And what that looks like is, at the end of this 3-day challenge, you will craft a message that resonates in yeah, I wrote it in Spanish, but I was like, do I say it in Spanish? You're going to craft a message that resonates anywhere, in any room, in any language. I'm like, I'm not even going to attempt that in Spanish right now. I'm not going to do that to myself publicly. Let's talk about another voice for the ages. This is a voice you've heard so many stages, so many places, so many faces. If I put up a character that showed you every, she's a voice actress, she's an actress, she's an activist. She is Cree Summer. She is the voice of 100 souls. The voice of 100 souls. Cree Summer, she has given voice to over 100 characters, and every single one of them carried a piece of her. 100 different, minimally 100 different voices, and every single one of them has carried a piece of Cree Summer with them, because Cree Summer didn't try to sound like everybody else. I want us to stop doing that. Stop trying to sound like everybody else. I want you to sound like you, your best you, your most authentic you, your most authentically prepared you. Cree was made to make the world fall in love with a voice that couldn't be categorized. You can't. There's no categorization of Cree Summer and her voice. She is Afro-Indigenous. She is the daughter of a Canadian actor and a First Nations activist. She is bringing her ancestors with her. They are in the room. And her sound is ancestral. And Cree Summer's sound is grounded, it is layered, and it is wildly alive. There is so much energy behind every voice that she does, each one distinct, yet still carrying a piece of Cree. That is the truth that I want every speaker to remember. Your voice is not too anything. It's not too niche. It's not too weird. Your voice is needed. Your voice is needed. Your voice is needed. Your voice is needed. Speaking of voices, here is someone simply known as the voice, the voice, right? Speaking boldly, but with reverence. Okay, here we go. Whitney, the voice. There will never, ever, 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 ever be another Whitney Houston. But what made her unforgettable, it wasn't just the notes that she sang, those powerhouse performances. What made her unforgettable is the truth that was inside. The truth that was inside. She gave you her. She didn't whisper to be heard, and she certainly didn't sugarcoat her opinions. Miss Whitney Houston definitely brought the New Jersey with her. She did not dampen who she was in order to be more palatable to her audience. She was her, she was authentically herself, and she let her voice lead. She let her voice lead. She didn't sugarcoat it. She spoke her truth as she saw it, even when it made other people uncomfortable. It was not her responsibility how you received Whitney. Whitney was going to be Whitney, period. Period. Whitney was going to be Whitney. And if your voice has ever felt too loud or too real or too honest for the room that you're in, Miss Whitney Houston is your reminder that your truth doesn't have to be edited in order to be received. You are already worthy and you are already ready. Inside Make Every Word Magnetic, that is the sacred work that we do. We're not just teaching you how to tone it down and tuck it in. We're not doing that. We're not doing it. We're not doing that. I'm not here to teach you how to tone it down and tuck yourself in order to be digestible for public consumption. That's not what I'm doing when we do Make Every Word Magnetic. What we do is I show you how to speak with clarity and with conviction and with peace. Clarity, conviction, and peace. Who doesn't want those three? Okay? So these 5 women that I've covered today, let me see if I can go back. Let's go back. 2, 1. Yeah, no, yeah, there we go. All right. Miss Eartha Kitt. Oh, I should have gone this way. Baby Esther. Selena Quintanilla Perez. Cree Summer. Whitney Houston. These women were all told to shrink in so many terms, so many different ways. They were told to make themselves smaller in order to make themselves digestible to their audiences. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. And that's why we're talking about them today, because they didn't do it. They were told to shrink, but they didn't. And that's why we remember them, because they didn't shrink. And I don't want you to either. Okay? Be bold. Make Every Word Magnetic starts Monday, and this month's theme is magnetize your message, say more by doing less. And if you've been waiting for a sign, baby boo, this is it. This is it. Okay. This is for the voice that was silenced. Make Every Word Magnetic is for the one who was copied. You know somebody has copied your style. You know they have. They're trying to be you, trying to be me. Okay, let me stop. 5 heartbeats. Okay. You can't be me. This is for the one who was told that you needed to be quieter, or if you were told to be cleaner, or if you were told to be more acceptable. Make Every Word Magnetic is for you. Your voice is sacred. Let it lead. I'm wrapping up because I got to teach lessons in just a second. It's 4:44. Okay. Your voice is sacred. I want you to let it lead. Join me. We start April 21st for April's iteration of Make Every Word Magnetic. We do it every month. This month's theme is what was this month's theme? I forgot. Magnetize your message. Magnetize your message is this month's theme, where you will be able to craft a message that has you saying more by doing less. Join me. The link is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Tag someone whose voice you know is magnetic, whether they've owned it yet or not. And if that's you, come on down. Gracias por su atención. Thank you for watching. The mic is on. Let's ride.